today I wanted to talk about responsibility. So I have got the feeling that over the past few years that a lot of people like to blame others for literally everything. And it can be very, very tempting to take part in it because it's what everyone else does. Humans love to conform. When we don't know what to do, we just copy other people. And complaining is part of nature, in my opinion. I feel like everyone, especially in Britain, maybe not elsewhere, but in Britain, complaining is just part of culture. And it's very tempting to take a part in that, to blame other people and just not take responsibility for yourself. But is that really what you want to be doing? Because you can set yourself apart by taking accountability for your actions, by working in the shadows. Let them put in no effort and say, oh, we're people who don't put any effort in. But then you can just show them what you've done. There's an idea of extreme ownership, just taking accountability for literally everything. And some people say, oh, it's so extreme, why are you doing that? You shouldn't even, it's not even your fault directly. Why are you taking responsibility for it? And often people won't let you. You will try and say, yeah, that's my fault, guys, sorry. And they will just be like, no, it's not your fault. And maybe it's not directly your fault, but that doesn't mean you can't take responsibility for it, or you can't learn from it. David Goggins has the idea of self-leading, which is working in the shadows, just quietly getting after it until you're done. Not until other people say you're done, not until the minimum is done, but until you feel like you're done. And that takes time to develop, especially at the beginning when you feel like what you believe is done is the minimum. But then you realise the more you do, the more you stand out. And people will question it. They'll be like, why the hell do you work so hard? But it's more of a question of why don't they? The fact that other people don't work so hard is probably exactly why you should. And there's the idea of macro patience, micro speed, which is that in the long term things will work out. We always have these ridiculously long plans for the next 20 years. This is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to be, this is etc. And sometimes you lose a lot of opportunities when you do that. But not only that, what we're doing on a daily basis doesn't tend to match up with those long-term plans. I think I've talked about this before, but we spend 5 hours on Instagram. Does that get you closer to anything that you want to do or the person that you want to be? Probably not. And I just like the thought of focusing on the next 24 hours. You've got a day in front of you. Yesterday happened. Tomorrow is tomorrow. But today, you can focus on that because you have that opportunity. You can focus on what you're going to do in the next 24 hours. It doesn't matter what you fucking did yesterday. I don't care if you won the Champions League or if you won the World Championship or whatever. You wake up today, it's a new day. New day to get after it. And that's all we can really do. Because when you focus on the next 24 hours and keep going after it, eventually it will work. And you will build up consistency. And that is one way that I believe is so important to build things. It's just focusing on the next 24 hours. Not letting past actions affect today's world. It's like, okay, great, you did so much stuff yesterday, that's awesome. And today is a new day. And you've got another opportunity to do it again. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that we have the opportunity to do that. And you will really set yourself apart if that is something that you choose to do. And there's no point spouting about it because that's not going to help anything. You just got to do it. And eventually people will see. When they ask, oh, how the hell did you manage to do this? You just shrug and say, consistency. Doesn't sound sexy because it's not. There's no quick fix, no hack, but you just got to work. And sometimes you will have to start alone because no one is going to help you start. If you have someone, brilliant. But oftentimes you have to start alone. But you got the next 24 hours. What are you going to do with it?